Hello, my name is Geogen and welcome back to Armored Warfare. So, recently there's been an event running where the developers and Milo.com probably have tried to get players to play the lower tiers in anticipation of newer players coming into the game, as at the moment no one really plays tiers 1 and 2 as most people have already gone through them and they want to play the higher tier vehicles, so any new players will have to queue for a long time. This has two distinct outcomes. You get a player base playing lower tiers, which means low tier players, new players want to play the game, but you also get really experienced players coming back to tier 1 and just crushing newer players, thus making newer players feel like there's no point in playing the game and possibly leaving, or maybe they will pull through it and enjoy the game. You never know, but there's always going to be downsides to doing such an event. The benefits of partaking in an event is you can get quite a lot of credits every time you play the battle. I don't know if this is still running, but if you had a tier 10 maximum vehicle you could get 300,000 credits for partaking in tier 1 battles up to 2 times a day, so that's 600,000 credits. I believe that's how it worked anyway. So today I thought the video would be dedicated to the tier 1s of the game. Currently there's only 2 tier 1s that you can play. Right now you're seeing one of them, the M113, and the other is of course the PT-76. Now, they play in completely different ways, but both of them have quite poor armor. I must say the M113's armor is better. It has a better angle and it is thicker. As you can see, we're being hit by a lot of M113 rounds here, which if they're fully upgraded have 69 penetration. PT-76 there, even though he's angled, he has terrible armor. It is an amphibious tank, which didn't design to have armor in the first place. It's designed to cross, well, amphibious crossings. So, we penetrate him for 355 damage. You can see the shells do very little damage. It's only a 20mm gun, doing around 20 to 24 damage per hit. With that 69 penetration as well, you're going to struggle sometimes to penetrate opposing numbers in their M113s at range like this. Accuracy is not great, aim time is not great. 2.1 second aim time and 0.11 accuracy spread with Sabrina Washington. I prefer Sabrina Washington because you have 465 meters view range in this vehicle. It is an armored fighting vehicle. You could have worse view range with better gun handling if you chose someone like Carlos or Freya. But I think Sabrina's better, as you can see people at distinct ranges like this. You can see the accuracy while reversing there is quite bad. We've already done 920 damage though, and considering each tank only has 660 hit points, as you cannot improve the tier 1s in any way with retrofits. Retrofits are unavailable until tier 2, maybe even tier 3, I don't actually know. I think it's tier 2 however. So 30 rounds in a mag, or before you have to reload, and a 6-second reload to reload all 30. So if you fire say 15 and have 15 left, it's better to reload, get the 30 off so you can do your maximum damage potential per clip. So I consider the position we're in and I head along the top here, thinking that that there won't be many people over here. I think they're all over there. However, unfortunately for me, they decided to move around. You can see this PT-76 is angling, but his armor is very ineffective. Ours against heat ammo though is also just as ineffective, and he hits us with 206 per hit. You get better DPM in this vehicle if you penetrate every single shot, around 3100 I believe, but you don't get to fire any heat, and if you get outflanked and surrounded like that, you're going to get pretty crushed, as the side and rear armor is very tall and very flat. Only the upper plate will give you some bounces, as you saw, at an extreme angle. If I was to hit the M113s that surrounded me, I may have been able to kill them in 1 and 2 shots respectively. So that's the end of my game. 1572 damage done in 70 hits. It's tier 1, although we did have 2 tier 2s, as did they. Yes, as did they. So we'll just skip forward to the post-game stats. Well, there we go. 1592 damage, came third on damage. As you can see, top 3 players, myself, and 2 tier 2s. The people in the tier 2s also have quite an advantage over tier 1s in terms of armour. The pattern has a lot of armour, and the LAV 150 has better armour than that of the M113. There's more angling involved, and their gun is better. So, we'll move on to the other tank, the PT-76. We joined the PT-76 on Cold Strike, partway into the game, as the footage before this either didn't record or corrupted. So, we've already hit 5 shells and done 1000 damage. You can see each shot was about 200. We are firing heat rounds, as you can see. We do have quite a lot of heat and quite a lot of AP. And we're going to need both depending on what target. Although saying that, you can pen heat rounds into tier 3s. As you can see, this game is a bit harder compared to that of the previous match. You can see there's a T62 right there. Fortunately, back of the turret with heat won't go through. Back of the hull and the side of the hull will, however. AP rounds do fly much quicker than that of AP, and we're getting hit in the side there by an XM800T and an M1113, and we need to get into cover as our armor is terrible. We're still getting hit, and we need to worry about this T62. Thankfully for us, that T62 doesn't see us as a threat, and he didn't fire at us, and he goes down. We're being spotted by targets over there, so we need to wait until we are unspotted so we can go behind this building, as we would have otherwise just been machine gunned, essentially, or auto-cannoned, and our game would have ended right there and then. So we're up to 1281 damage with another hit in. A lot of auto-cannon being fired at our friendlies, but it's on the other side of cover, so we're okay to move up. You can see the vehicle is quite slow. Thankfully, as it is a light tank, we do have an ability to accelerate more quickly for 8 seconds. Used to be only 5, but now it's 8, and that makes this vehicle a little less sluggish. Well, temporarily anyway, and we can get through the town a bit quicker. Now, on the map, the last enemies are in the bottom left hand region, and there's one of them. Get a hit in, just hit him in the viewports, but it does penetrate for 218 damage, and I'm firing AP at this range as it is much quicker, as you can see. We could be firing heat at that M111, not M111, M41. Doesn't seem to be paying attention to us, so we get another hit in for free. Waiting to see if that T62 will fall back, but as you can see on the map, he isn't going to come into our view range, so have to be careful. I could push across, but I don't know where those auto cannons are. Well, we see them now, and you can see they're ripping apart another one of our friends. We are winning by 2 tanks, however, so we do have numbers advantage. There's the T62, he's not paying attention, and we can get one into his side. So tier 1 PT-76 doesn't have as much of a difficulty against higher tiers compared to the M111 because of the high penetration, and you also get heat rounds for trying to kill enemies quicker, soft-skinned enemies like the M113, and the PT-76 also, like I said, has poor armor, so fire heat at that as well. As you can see, there he is. He's behind a lot of cover, so we have to take down the the cars. He takes down one in return, doesn't back up in time, so we get 224 damage in. So you're doing about 20 to 25 more damage compared to heat round, the AP rounds were. Situation is still in our favour. 2 tanks up, made that 1 tank up, as a enemy PT-76 adds another kill to his 3, making 4 kills for him. He's having a good match. Too slow there on the T62, and we're loading AP again. Maybe would have hit him with an AP round, but we never know. Very low health PT-76 in front of us. We're not spotted. Now we are, but we take him down, and we're going to back up into cover, although that T62 isn't watching, so we managed to get around. Haven't seen that XM800T for a while, and the T62 on our team is over there looking for him, so got to be worried about him later on. T62 again. Gun depression and uneven ground is causing a bit of difficulty for us. It is a Soviet vehicle. Soviet vehicles generally don't have the best gun depression, except the T80. And there's that PT-76 who was having a really good game until he missed his shot, and we managed to take him down. T-62 is spotted, is behind cover, having gun depression problems again, but he's not looking this way. Can we get a shot? He's behind some cover, and the penetration mechanics of this game don't quite work the same as a lot of tanks. So, oh, there's the XM800T. We can't see him, but he can definitely see us, and he took off a lot of our health. Lots of health was gone there, 238 health to be precise. Now we are on a 2-shot kill for that gun. That was a bit of a foolish play though, and it's just 4 of us left versus this guy. And there he is. We should be able to take him down. Well, maybe not me, but the 4 of us together should be able to take him out. He is in a faster vehicle compared to all of us. Even the Leopard 1 is slower than that vehicle, of course. Well, his advantages are stealth, speed, and clip potential. Our advantages are damage per shot, and that's pretty much it. We're slower, we have worse armor, we have worse view range. Although, I have put in one of my main battle tank commanders, Freya, compared to the M113 that you saw before, which had Sabrina, with better view range. So if we had her, we may have been able to spot the target long before now, but for now we're going to have to try and predict where he may have been. I'm still thinking he would have gone this way into the town, and he would have been able to get there by now, as he is very quick. I believe he's around 70 kilometers an hour top speed, maybe 80 in the XM800T. I don't know, I haven't looked at the stats for that vehicle in quite a while. All I know is he's very quick, and he could just ambush us at any second and kill us. Could be in any one of these alleyways, and our game would be over very, very quickly. So caution is necessary right now. And he takes down the Leopard 1, so he's from the north somewhere in that direction. Or possibly he's on the hill, either in the far west of the map or in the center of the map at about C5 and 6. Or rather D5 and 6. One of our teammates seems to think he is around that area. Was it the Leopard 1? Nope, it was somebody else watching. We get spotted there, which means he is roughly still in that direction, so we don't really want to stay there, as, like I said, 2 shots will kill us. Up to 2,600 damage done in a tier 1. This is not bad, certainly for tier 1 gameplay. I don't think I've ever done such a result before. 13 damage there, 5 damage on the T62. He must be firing high explosive at him, so he's still over there. And the last time we checked he was on full health, which means we're not going to be able to 1-shot kill him. And he'll 2-shot kill us, as I've said. Fortunately, the speed of the vehicle, around 35 kilometers an hour, means we're really quite slow. Although we could use our speed boost, but I want to use our speed boost if we get into a bad situation where he sees us and we're not in the middle of cover. Like now. Unfortunately. Oh, actually, we're quite lucky there. So unfortunately for him, he doesn't get us then and there. M41, meanwhile, is in the enemy spawn, which is a bit weird. Maybe he's on quite low hit points as well. In fact, we all are if you look at the top left. Me and the M41 especially. Using the speed boost there to get across in time, we do get spotted. And that XM800T, if he's following where we're going, can predict where we're going to appear. So what I should have done is probably waited, turn around and try and peek that same angle. Instead, I decide to go all the way forward, and that's when the XM800T makes his appearance, trying to kill that T62A who is in the cap. T62 rather. T62A is the tier 10 in World of Tanks, of course. So, he was last spotted there, just down the road. Go out into cover, there he is, somewhere. Where is he? I have no idea. I thought he was in front of me, behind that building. Turns out he was on my left, which means we can get one in and 2 shots into us and we die. And he's still on the majority of his health. In fact, he was on full hit points until we got 1 AP round in, which means we only did 193 damage and he took us down. But I'm pretty happy with 2,795 damage in this PT-76. So, now it's just down to the T-62 and the M41 trying to deal with the XM800T. The M41 is in the wrong place and this XM800T is not stupid. Now he's going in close, he's trying to do a carousel around the T-62. T-62 is responding quite slowly, and now he responds in time, and the XM800T is probably still firing high explosive, which means he only did minimal damage in that circling attack. T-62 only on 88 hit points though, so if the XM800T is lucky, he'll get probably 5 shots in the target and take him down and win the game. Odds for us are now equal as the M41 goes down. XM800T is coming in for another attack. There he is. He's stationary, and the round ends. I was not looking at the clock when I was spectating this, and it's a draw. I have had draws on this particular map and encounter before, so there we go. We'll just take a look at this set of post-game stats. And there we go. 75,000 credits, 2,100 experience, top on the team on damage in a tier 3 match. I thought that went quite well. Unfortunately for us, we drew. And even if we lost, we would have got an Iron Star, and if we won, we would have got the other medal for being the best player on our team. So, that was the tier 1s of Armoured Warfare. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. I enjoy playing these tiers, but I shouldn't play them too much, as it is a learning ground for new players, and for people who've been here since the closed beta or the open beta, it's kind of, the early access rather, it is kind of unfair. But regardless, like I said, I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I've been Geogen, and I'll see you chaps and chapettes in the next one.